Hello YouTube, Film Buff 06 here. If you are a hardcore Disney fan like myself, you are not going to believe what movie I just had to sit through in order to prepare for this short review / super rant. You could probably guess by now that yes, it is another Disney movie. And this time, it's Mickey's House of Villains, which was a 2002 direct-to-video film adaptation of a certain cartoon anthology TV show that used to air on the Disney Channel between 2001 and 2002 that I remember watching when I was a kid, in particular when I was 8 or 9 years old, 9 or 10 years old, known as Disney's House of Mouse. Even at that age, I kind of liked the idea of seeing all of these classic Disney characters from the past 7 decades in one setting. But nowadays, thinking back, I just do not get the point of the show's existence, to be quite honest. Now, the plot of this movie, I mean, do I really have to describe the plot to this movie? Because really there isn't one. But but the only way I could describe the synopsis to this film, or what's left of it, is I have to read it from the back of this DVD, which reads like this: Mickey and Disney's greatest villains together for the first time ever. The best meets the baddest when Mickey comes face to face with all of Disney's greatest villains, packed with non-stop mischief and mayhem, and featuring an array of classic animated gems. Mickey's House of Villains will have the whole family in stitches. Mickey and his pals have their hands full when the wicked Jafar, from Aladdin of course, teams up with Cruella from 101 Dalmatians, Hades from Hercules, Ursula from The Little Mermaid, Captain Hook from Peter Pan, Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty, and the rest of their cruel crew in a wild attempt to turn the House of Mouse into the House of Villains. Watch the ultimate face-off as these scene-stealing scoundrels grab the stage for the show-stopping musical number, It's Our House Now, It's Our House Now. Yeah. Can Jafar and company succeed in taking over the house? Or will Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Pluto, and Goofy close the curtain on this band of villains? And that's it. Now, what did I think of Mickey's House of Villains? Well, first things first, there is actually one thing that I like about this movie, and that is all the cartoon shorts that feature in here, including Mickey's Mechanical House, Trick or Treat, How to Haunt a House, Lonesome Ghosts, Dance of the Goofies, Donald Duck and the Gorilla, Donald's Halloween Scare, and Hansel and Gretel. Now, I have only two favourites. One is the classic short Lonesome Ghosts from 1937. I think that cartoon might have been released alongside Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs around that time. You know, almost in a way, almost like, you know, the way that Disney and Pixar release their films now. I mean, with short films to precede the actual film. And the other favourite is the last one, Hansel and Gretel, which features Mickey and Minnie. I kind of liked the fact that not a single bit of dialogue, that not a single line of dialogue was uttered in that short, in that it was played more like a silent film, and the only sound that you hear is just classical music, almost like a homage to Fantasia in a way, which I thought was quite lovely. But when you think about all of these shorts in the overall scheme of the film, they are just completely pointless. They have absolutely nothing to do with the plot, the actual plot whatsoever. And although they are more entertaining than the actual plot, because the actual plot just sucks, to be honest. I mean, plot just sucks. The only nitpick, and the one of the nitpicks that I have with this plot is Jafar being the ringleader of all of these villains. To be honest, his role, I feel, should have been Maleficent's. Maleficent is one of, if not the best Disney villain. I mean, she is number one on all the top 10 lists of Disney villains. And if she was the ringleader, that would have been perfect. But no, the writers had to put Jafar as being the mastermind. But then again, I have no problem with that. I mean, Jafar is a great villain. But they should have put Maleficent in his role. The song that they sing when they take over the house, you know, it's our house now. Yeah, that isn't a great song. But it's not too bad. It's not a great song, but not too bad. It's a bit catchy, but you know. The animation is cheap and inconsistent, the writing is just piss poor. The story, as I've said before, is completely pointless. What else is there to say? Oh, the ending to this movie is just one of the stupidest cop-out endings I have ever seen in a Disney animation. Possibly even more stupider than the twist ending to The Wedding of River Song. And this is going to be a spoiler alert, by the way. Mickey Mouse gets dressed up in his sorcerer's outfit from Fantasia and challenges Jafar to a magical duel, which should be an awesome scene. Which should be a really awesome scene. Almost like the wizard, the wand duels in Harry Potter, or even the wizard fights between Gandalf and Saruman from Lord of the Rings. But what do? Mickey throws a magical fireball, and Jafar, in one of the laziest uses of animation ever, uses his snake staff like a cricket bat. And it gets even better, still. Somehow Aladdin escapes from the kitchen, flying with his magic carpet, and throws the genie's lamp, not Jafar's black lamp, but the actual genie's golden lamp, over to Donald, Daisy, Goofy, and Minnie, to give to Mickey. And then the villains scurry away, Roadrunner style, upon seeing this lamp, even though they are not genies. And that's the problem with these villains. There was so much potential to actually use them, and I like the idea of them interacting with each other, but this potential was wasted. And most of the villains had nothing to do. And anyway, Mickey sucks Jafar into the lamp, and that's it. Just wow. Were the writers even trying or even caring? That has to be one of the most anticlimactic cop-out endings I have ever seen. I actually don't have anything much to say about this movie. It will be entertaining. I mean, young kids are gonna like it, but anyone over the age of 9 or 10, just please stay the fuck away from this movie. My generousest possible rating that I could give Mickey's House of Villains is going to be 3 out of 10. And ultimately, all that's left to say is this movie says phenomenal cosmic power. And in response, I say to this movie, itty bitty living space, my ass. Fuck you. Now, feel free to leave a comment in the section below and let me know your thoughts on Mickey's House of Villains. Plus, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And until my next video, which is going to be my latest DVD collection update for this month, do take care, everyone. And to paraphrase Mickey Mouse himself, see you real soon, folks.